Time for an oil change on my 2000 Z3M Roadster. So just pulled it up on the ramps, as you saw. We use these blocks down here, kind of hard to see, but we use the cement blocks to get the car on first because the car's so low, and it will scratch the bumper in the front here. We lowered it with H&R springs, so that works well that way, and that way we don't damage anything. And then what we do is just open the hood here real quick. And the engine's nice and hot, so I'm just gonna open up the filler cap here real quick, and then I will get under the car. Got my tools ready over here. Basic tool set. Want your metric sockets, and then one little tidbit. This is the oil cap cover. I found one from a junkyard, and I kind of wanted to try playing with painting it and seeing how it looks. I'm not sure how it's going to look, but I'm hoping to kind of get a match with the solenoid over here, and so that's my plan. Just a fun little thing I wanted to try. So once I get the bolt off, and when I put the cover back on with the filter, I'll just replace it with a new one and see how it looks. And it was cheap, a couple bucks to buy at the junkyard, and then painted it, so we'll see. All right, so gonna get started over here. I've got my 3/8 ratchet with a 6-inch or so extension and a 17mm socket. I already put my oil drain pan under the car, and just gonna get under there and get started here. There we go. Got it broken loose. It was on there really tight. A lot easier to turn with the socket. And we got it. Oh, we gotta make it a mess. Okay. Oil changes don't always go very clean, and this is a good example of it. Okay, so just cleaning up some of my mess over here. So I probably should have put cardboard down underneath it, but that's okay. My driveway's seen a lot worse. And I have some quick dry I'll put down later. That'll help absorb it. And well, oil's coming out nice and steady here. So just cleaning off the drain bolt here and the magnetic tip. There wasn't really much metal fragments there or anything, so that's nice. Good to know. Okay, so the new filter comes with this gasket kit in it, which is really cool. So if you remember, the crush washer we took out was a copper one, so it's going to be the copper one. And then there's this O-ring that goes in the filter cover, and this goes in the filter housing, the cover as well, and this goes for the filter bolt. So right now I just need this one. Get that out. Okay, I wanted to not take it all apart because I don't want to lose everything else right now. I'm going to need it later. And this is cleaned. Nice. Just give it one more wipe. And there's no particular way to put this, but it's just soft metal, so it crushes. You can see a comparison to the old and new there. See, you can see how it formed a ridge there and everything. So it basically crushed the metal to form a nice seal. It's important to replace those every time you do it. Some people skip that step. A lot of times when you go to oil change places, they'll skip that step if they don't get it with the kit. Kind of why I like to do it myself. So works well. Okay, so it looks like it's almost completely stopped dripping here. You're never going to get every last drip out, so you get it to about that point, that's really good. Move this out of the way. And yeah, that looks like the Exxon Valdez, but that's okay, it'll clean up. Okay, and I think that's about the best I can get it with my hand. Okay, I'm just going to kind of snug tighten it. I'm not going to over tighten it right now. And I'm going to get my torque wrench. So we're done. Just going to wiggle this off. And we're done down here for a while. Got a 13mm socket. Again, that 6 or 8 inch extension. And my ratchet. And set it on loose. And then break it loose. Once it's broken, I could just take this out. So I can use my radiator as a tray to hold all my stuff. This bolt is nice and long, and it's also hot. So take my napkin here. Just wipe it down. Okay, there's that little O-ring we mentioned earlier. It's going to come off and we'll put the new one on. So that's that here. And then this is where the fun begins. So I want to get my garbage bag real quick. And put a rock in it so it doesn't fly away. Save my rocks for next time. Okay, so take the cover off. Put it right here for now. Hot. Okay, gently just pull that off. Let it drain if there is not much in there. Then just put it in here real quick. Put that over here. Okay, and then what I like to do, you don't have to do this, but kind of like to do it. Just take a napkin, clean off. And again, you'll want to be careful, always wear gloves. It's hot. Car was running before we shut it off. And hot is good because it helps drain everything. So, like I said, this is probably a little overkill. But I saw somebody do it in another video once when I was first learning, and I thought it was really cool. So, why not pass it along? Okay, well, that's a lot right there. Just throw that away. And I probably should have gotten more. Since I'm not going to use this again, I'm just going to leave it down here for now. You can see what I'm doing here is just cleaning out the inside. I like doing it because it's kind of cool. Okay, so the inside's nice and clean now. And save this over here on the side. Now, start assembling stuff back together again. So as I mentioned earlier, I really wanted to use this new cover I got from the junkyard, and I painted it to match because I kind of wanted it to look like the solenoid. So now It's also always advisable to coat this with oil. So you don't have to use brand new oil. You could use old oil, whatever. So, but you know, well, that's not going to be enough. But so let me get some oil, and I'll coat this ring. It's always advisable to coat the ring with oil and put it in so that way it doesn't tear or anything when you tighten it down. And it just goes over like this. But let me get the oil first. And if you notice, this new oil is green, and it's because they have like a leak detector dye in it, and it also includes the additive I spoke about earlier that turns the oil kind of gray. So it all includes in it. That's why we get this kit now. So put that on here. And we're ready to go over here now. I'll just save this for later. So this guy's ready to go. I need to get this out. So I have this little bench that's kind of cool, which I didn't really use today, which I really should. So I'm gonna grab it because it's like a step stool type of thing. Helps a lot when you're doing something like this and saves a little time. So, gonna put it up in here. That will help me with all my tools. Grab this. Okay, so I mentioned earlier about this O-ring. The best way to get it off is just use like a pick like this. It works really well. And then you just kind of get it under there. Don't poke yourself. Get the O-ring out. And just gonna put it in my toolbox for now. Throw it away later. Okay, put my O-ring on. So, and get that washer out, put it in here, clean that out really good. Put the washer on, and we're ready to go. I've got my O-ring, oil nicely lubricated, got a new cap, and I've got my bolt ready to go. So, all ready there. Keep it ready here, and then next thing to do is grab my filter and just gonna drop it down in here. They're pretty much the same, but I always like to leave the writing on top. So you just drop it in like that, and you slide it in there nice and gently, get it nice on, and then just make sure you go nice and smooth. No, if it binds at all, don't force it, don't cross thread it. And then you notice it wiggles a little bit. When you get it pushed down, it'll go nice and tight. 13 millimeter ratchet here. And then with this, I like to just kind of, so the trick is if you hold it here, you can't really put too much pressure on it. So I hold it right at the neck here, at the head of it, and then just that's it. Get it nice and snug. And then it's not moving or anything. It's just nice and snug because you don't want to over tighten any of this stuff. So got that. And then we still have our torque wrench set up over here for 18 foot-pounds. And it just so happens that it is the same setting here. It's 18 foot-pounds for this one as well. Gonna put this on. And see, it's turning, so that's good. That means I didn't over tighten it. And then I'm just gonna tighten it. There you go. So it's quickie, 18 foot-pounds. That's it. So we're done with the filter. Okay, so time to add the oil. This car takes, I think, officially 6.1 liters. So I've got 7 in the kit. So what I'm going to do is not let trash get in. And I'm going to go ahead and put the 5-liter jug in first. And that way, the easy part's done. I like this bottle. It's kind of cool. And that here, grab this in case I need it. Okay. There you go. Okay. I torqued this, so I don't need to worry about it so much anymore. No leak there. And there's really not much to leak down here because the filter is up there. So, and I torqued that as well. So I've got 6 liters of oil. I've got both my bolts torqued down, ready to fire it up, and I don't really need to come down under the car anymore because I can just check to see if there's any leaks while it's running from under, or just looking under the ground. So I'm pretty much set now. Okay, start the car up. See how it goes. And let it warm up a little bit. Got 168,963, so almost 169,000 miles. This car doesn't really get driven as much, so I think it's been a little over a year since I did the oil change, but it's been right at around 3,000 miles. So just went ahead and did it, but it just doesn't get used enough to get oil changes more than that. Right. Just gonna let the car warm up a little bit. Sounds good. I don't hear any wild knocking noises or anything, so oil seems to be circulating well. We don't see any leaks or anything, so that's good. Car looks nice and clean under there.